Yeah. Okay. What else? Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yes. Clap for yourself. Eat some more Cheerios. Yay. Good job. Try it. Baby, baby. Baby, baby, baby. Baby, baby, baby. Baby, baby, baby. There you go. Yummy. Hi, buddy. Hi. Yum, yum. You're hungry, huh? Good job. Good job. So I'm just getting out of church and reflecting on a sermon my husband preached today at church, and like as I'm listening to it, I was convicted about some things, because it's like, you know, the lies we tell ourselves and thinking, oh, if we have something, that means we're going to be good, we're going to be content, we're going to be full, we're going to be whole. And I was thinking in terms of like, with context to like motherhood and like parenting and stuff like that. And I could think of like two ways that we truly lie to ourselves, like how becoming a mother can change certain things about our lives.
That we fight the lie that the new thing will lead to a new you. And that this life on this earth is not all that there is. How do we do this? How do we guard our hearts and minds? By remembering that we are not living in our forever home. We are still living as exiles. It says we're going to have life eternal with our God. Think about it. Eternity. How long that is. So take our 70 to 120 years, give or take, life on this earth, how small that is. This place is not our final destination. As the band Thrice says, we are just wanderers passing through. This is not our home. We are waiting for Jesus' return. And when Jesus returns, He's going to wipe away all evil. He's going to get rid of sin. And He's going to make all things new. He's going to bring heaven to earth.
Amen.
We will be at home when Jesus comes back for us. We will no longer live as exiles, but we will dwell with God and His people. Church, this life is not all that there is. This world is not your forever home. The new thing doesn't lead to a new you. Only Jesus leads to a new you.
Amen.
Jesus redeems, restores, and makes all things new. Amen?
Amen.
And I think the first one I thought about was like, which, you know, is a common thing for many people, is like thinking that having a baby is gonna like make your marriage better. Like it's gonna build your relationship with your spouse or something like that. And that's such a common lie, because a lot of people always think like, you know, maybe a baby might fix things and stuff like that. It's like, no, that's when you should not even consider having a baby at all. Like thinking that having a child might fix your marriage, like that'll get you and your spouse closer or something like that. And it's like, no, because babies come with so much. And that's, I believe, one of the reasons why I'm thankful that my husband and I made that decision when we got married to wait at least a year before even trying to conceive, is because like we felt like we needed to know each other, grow in love with one another, understand one another, learn how to fight with one another, learn how to live together as a couple, and like learn how to navigate conflicts together, learn to experience different seasons first before we include another person in our lives, because kids can be a distraction, which may be a hindrance to your marriage, you know, because kids come with a lot. They're helpless, they're they're not independent or anything, so they rely on you so much. So like if your attention is taken away from your spouse and then it's on the kid, you're not resolving things with one another. That could be a quick fix to get you distracted, but later on when those kids are gone, the problem is still there, and it's probably piled on so many more things. And I was also thinking about the second lie too, would be that thinking that kids are going to solve like loneliness and stuff like that. I see so many parents so dependent on their kid to be their best friend, like, and then when the kids are older they kind of dump on them and stuff. Well, you're my best friend. It's like, no, you need relationships with people your age to like, you know, fill in those gaps of like companionship and stuff like that. Like we should definitely be friends with our kids, but I think it's so important that you don't rely on your kids with these heavy burdens. Like I see some parents who are just like dumping on their kids, saying so many things to their kids, and it's like, you should be saying these things to your friends. You should have friends who are your age, whom like you're talking to about these things and stuff like that, not your kids. Your kids are not there to solve your problems and stuff. Like it's great to kind of maybe talk with them about some things and stuff like that, but I think at the end of the day, like I think there needs to be some kind of boundaries when it comes to conversations and emotional reliance when it comes to kids and stuff like that. I always tell my husband, I'm like, with our son, I'm his mom first and his friend second. I want to have a good, healthy relationship with my son. By God's grace, I hope he can come to me and talk with me about things, but I also want that respect and acknowledgement that I am his mother and I am his mom first, and then I'm his friend second. To me, I don't see it as a 50-50. And some people may agree, some may disagree and stuff. Let me know what you think. But I truly believe my son is my son first, and then he's my friend second. Like that's how it should be. And those boundaries need to be set in place because it's also about respect. You know, there are certain ways you talk to your friend that you're not going to talk with your parent. You're not gonna have that kind of tone with your parents at all. So I think that that's another lie that we tell ourselves, like, oh, they'll solve our loneliness, I have a new friend and stuff like that, because kids are gonna grow up and by God's grace they leave the nest and they go form their own lives and do their own things and stuff like that. That's how it's supposed to be. They're not supposed to be stuck to your hip forever, you know. And so those were just kind of like a couple things I was just reflecting and stuff like that, of how sometimes like people use motherhood as a crutch and think that motherhood is going to solve all the problems, or like, you know, some people thinking that motherhood will make them mature. And it does. It would in some way, but I don't think you should become a mom, get pregnant, just say like, okay, because I'm gonna grow up and stuff like that, this will make me have my priorities straight and stuff. So those are just my thoughts. Let me know what you think.
This is perfect life. That is good news. That's good news for me. I don't have a good track record. I don't have a good track record today. And even though Jesus was the only one who ever walked this earth and could say, I never once sinned, he willingly and lovingly laid down his life and died on the cross in our place. Amen. As a substitution where we should have been, atoning for our sin, taking on the full wrath of God. See, because we are sinful people, we actually deserve death on a cross. Jesus took our place. He died in the place where we deserve to be. They took him off the cross after he died. They put him in a tomb where he laid lifeless. And 3 days later, he rose from the grave. Amen. Proving that sin, death, and Satan don't get the final say. Amen. Contrary to what our world says. Contrary to the lie that, oh, the enemy's winning and death is everywhere and sin's gonna out. No, the grave says Jesus gets the final say.
Amen. Have a blessed day. Bye.